Raheem Sterling, who's agreed a new 5-year deal with Manchester City. How much has he improved under Pep Guardiola?
Oh, look, he definitely has. But I always thought he was always going to improve. Like I was saying earlier on, was when I watched him come into the first team at Liverpool when we were training, it was like, who's this kid? He was tiny. Like your dad was the manager, brought him in like he used to do. A lot of young kids used to come in and train with us. But he was, and it just straight away, he just struck. He was like how quick he was, his feet. But also, I always felt with Raheem is his intelligence. And when some people don't quite understand how tactically aware he is, he's a very clever player. Just by the angles he was picking up, he was always on a turn, but just the positions, he knew when to stay wide, knew when to come inside, and from a very young age. And I watched when Liverpool nearly won the title that year. He played, as a number 10 at times. And I thought, you've got to be an intelligent player to be able to play that role. And he was so young doing it. I just think he's just destined to be a star. And then he went to Manchester City. And I just felt under Pellegrini, there was times he was, like I see it with Martial quite a lot at times, where they've got so much pace. And they're looking to just keep cutting inside, or they come back. Just commit the fullback. Anytime you get yourself in the final third, go at him. If you lose the ball, that's the place you can lose it. There's enough players there, the balance of your squad's good enough, then next man can go and press, and at least you've got him in there. But I much prefer to see the wingers go and commit the full-back, because then you put him on the back foot. And I just thought he was turning it down too much. But when Pep Guardiola went in there, and that's what he said, he looked at all the games, and you need to start committing the full-back. I said, I don't care if you lose it, keep running at him. If you lose it there, you will not hear me have a go at you. And he just seemed more involved. And then the rest of what Pep's able to do then, tactically positioning and ask certain positions for him at times, get his goal tally up, because once you've got the ball in the final third, like Man City do, you're going to have a lot of the ball in the final third, which is, being a forward player, you're going to create chances. You cannot, I don't believe being a forward player, being a winger, or an attacking midfielder, let's just say all over the park, even if you're a goalkeeper, Pep Guardiola will make you better. Yeah. And that's what he's doing with it's great news for England.
Yeah, I think when you talk about him as an intelligent player, I think mentally as well, he's incredibly strong, because he's had so much unfair criticism over the years for no reason whatsoever, because of certain things that he may do. Well, it is what it is. I think one of the things that Guardiola, when he first went there, I think I was reading something about the training sessions, what they used to do, which was he'd have cones out, make sure that he stayed on the outside of him, because he wanted him to create space for him, like you say, committing the fullback. But I think the way that Manchester City play, because there's so much movement around, we've seen on numerous occasions now that the two wide players for Manchester City, they will stay wide. They create the space in between the centre-backs and the full-backs for the likes of De Bruyne and both the Silvers to get into. But with Sterling, he's a player that's improving all the time. I think not just his goals, I think he got 23 last season. He got a number of assists as well. And he's a player that he has to be intelligent. That's what Guardiola wants. You have to be an intelligent player to play in his team.
And effective as well. We've seen him become more effective under Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that does stand out with him is that when he gets that first touch, he's getting the first touch, it's out of his feet. And then when he's laying the ball off, he's on his way again. He's not standing and admiring the pass. Manchester City are one of them teams, when you look at them, it's a case of, OK, the player on the ball is excellent, but it's the movement off the ball. And that's what Sterling does. He's got that intelligence, like Craig said, that he'll go and find where the space is. And he's taking full advantage of it now. And the record under Guardiola, before Pep, it's nearly half the amount of games and what he's done.
It's what you were saying. He's in the opposition box more frequently, but when he's there, he's performing better as well. It's not just about getting there; it's about what he's doing when he's there.
No, of course, and he's also missing a lot of chances as well. He's going to get more goals.
Yeah,
he's going to get better. We were saying last year, even when he was going through that period of missing opportunities, but he's still scoring a lot. He's going to keep scoring. He'll get a big amount of goals again this year. There's going to be a season where he gets to 30, 40 goals.
Really?
I'm telling you now, he definitely will do. As long as he stays fit, as long as his health, everything's great with that. And he'll have a season where he just takes off.
I think one of the things as well is that he gets, like I say, I go back to the criticism, the unnecessary criticism, the unwarranted criticism, especially when he goes away with England. And Manchester City are better than England. So, when all of a sudden you go away with England, it's obviously going to be a little bit more difficult because you haven't got an Aguero next, you haven't got a David Silva, you haven't got a De Bruyne that's going to be playing them passes through. And I just think with England, even at times at the World Cup, people were questioning what he was doing. If he's not scoring, he's not doing anything. Well, I disagree with that completely.
Yeah, I agree. I was the same as well.
It's ridiculous.
He takes so many people out of the game. You're petrified of him.
Exactly.
The opposition team would be petrified of him. You can't leave him 1v1.
No.
Can't leave him 1v1 because he'll hurt your team.
So in terms of where he's got to go to improve, and don't take offence here, Danny, I'm going to ask Craig about finishing and how Raheem Sterling can improve on that.
Maybe the clubs he played for as well, or something like that.
I wouldn't feel too confident either.
But what will he be working on? How do you improve on finishing? If he is an intelligent player, if he instinctively picks the right pass, creates the right angles, then what does he work on when he's trying to improve his finishing?
Like I've always, with Raheem, he's not a great striker of the ball. You understand what I mean? He's not like, he can't, with his laces, I always feel he's going to miss the target. But, like we've said, even we were lucky enough with Thierry with us last year. I was speaking to Thierry, but also we got to speak in one of the games. He's just got to get used to just passing into the net. We get a lot, even with young kids, I know I refer to them a lot because that's what I'm in daily is, they just want to hit it as hard as possible. I go nuts. I won't have it. It's got to be passed into the net of all opportunities. So if he can just, like Thierry Henry would do, it was the perfect example. Just pass it into the net, and you work at that on a daily basis. You don't have to spend too much, too long doing it. It's just get used to just repetition of passing into the net. Like I believe he's intelligent enough. He doesn't need me. He's got better coaches, an incredible manager who's going to work with him on that. Like I said, I wasn't touting you for the job. No, I don't think they would be listening either way. But it'll just be, it's a matter of time before, like I said, he's able to, it's going to be, look at the amount of goals he's getting now. And it will be that because he's creating the chances is hard enough.
You as a forward player though, do you have it where you get in a situation where it's repetition? When you go out on the pitch, you feel as though, I'm in the zone here. I'm not going to miss when the ball comes my way. And then do you relax a little bit more?
I never quite had that luxury.
No?
No, it was like... I knew when I was slashing. I was just hitting it as hard as I could.
Is that a confidence thing?
Yeah, hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Hoping for the best. And you could always tell, your top strikers, they know... if I've got to be honest, I think Raheem's... I never live for goals, and I know that might surprise me. Like, if I could put you in, and if I was one-on-one with a goalkeeper and you were inside me, and I was really happy with that. That made me, to have that unselfishness that you're willing to give to someone else. That I felt even more proud of that. Goals, I never would go into a game believing I had to score. All I had to do was win. And if I could set up something to get the win, that was me. I was brilliant. And as long as we won. And I think some strikers, what they're like, we played with them at all goals. But with Raheem, I just think he's similar to that. He just wants to win. And if he's got to set it up, and he wouldn't come off the pitch moaning because he hasn't scored, but with the chances he's getting, due to his ability and due to the players around him, his goal tally could be up even more. Even though it's quite impressive at the moment, he could be adding another 10, 15 goals to that.
Max Pollard got in touch to say, to ask, on current or recent form, would you say that Sterling is the best English player in the Premier League at the moment? I'm trying to think of giving you some examples of players who are English players who are playing better. Harry Kane, for example, hasn't had the best start to the season, but seems to be coming back into
I think one of the things, it's difficult, but I think Harry Kane's a really good example. Because, a lot of people look at Harry Kane and say, he's tired from the World Cup, is this, is that. Well, no, just strip all that back. It's the fact that Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen have missed certain amounts of the season so far.
He is tired, I'm telling you now.
No.
Do you want to go on his stats?
But do you not go on goals?
I'll go on his high intensity.
But if you've got Dele Alli...
He's running nowhere near like he did last year to what he is this year. So how can he be... Is he unfit this year?
No, but
is he not trying as much this year?
But if you're a centre-forward, and if you've got Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen in the team,
look,
are you going to score more goals?
I think we've definitely with Eriksen.
So as a centre-forward, I'll judge a centre-forward, like Craig may be a little bit different, but Harry Kane does get judged on scoring goals. So if you've got Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen in the team, is he going to score more goals than if you haven't? And if he is scoring more goals, then nobody's really going to be questioning, how fit, how unfit he is he tired from the World Cup. Eriksen and Dele Alli coming back into the team now, he will go like that. because they provide, you know, the opportunities for him. And whereas from Manchester City's perspective, with Sterling, if you've got Aguero on the pitch, if you've got David Silva, if you've got De Bruyne, then Sterling's going to get more opportunities as well. And he just seems to me like he's a player that's playing with great confidence at the moment.
As well as any other English player in the Premier League, which was the question, do you think?
Forward-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, forward-wise. And I like Rashford, like everyone does. You know, it's just difficult the situation at this present moment. It's good he's playing now at the moment.
Yeah.
I believe Rashford's going to be a really top player. But I'd say attacking-wise, I'd say Sterling's definitely the man on form at the moment.